the bassist, songwriter, spiritual guide, leader of Motley Crue. In my book, his new band is Brides of Destruction, and their new album is Here Comes the Brides. Nikki Sixx, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him. Now, I want to talk about the new band in a second, but I want to talk about your new life. Now,
okay.
you know, I always see you on TV, and you're always so well-spoken.
Well,
and I think, was it just too... it was too hedonistic a scene to not imbibe? Is that it? I always looked at you and I just thought, he seems like such a smart guy. I wonder how he went down that way. It was just too much available, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was there, you know, and it was sort of like we embraced it. But for me, you know, my history is, you know, very young, coming from a broken family.
Right.
Finding something that was, you know, a buffer for that. And when I found rock and roll, that was the first buffer, and then it was there. All the drugs were there, the girls were there, the drinking was there. And it's everything else, you know, I took it too far. But
yeah, you had the keys to the freak palace, but then you realized you might die in the atrium if you didn't get it together.
And why not? You know, why not?
What do you mean, why not? Were you ever at a point where you were so disillusioned with life?
Oh, I was. I mean,
yeah?
I was.
Or was it just heroin?
Well, it was a little of both, I guess.
Yeah? No, but I'm saying, I just see it and I think so smart, you know, and I always wonder about that. But now you're happy, you got kids, right?
Five kids, happily married, you know, new band.
You'll be watching those kids, won't you, when they get...
Oh, my God. My son's 13.
See, now you're freaking out.
He has black hair. He's a chick magnet, and he's like the brooding poet.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, I go, where'd that come from?
You better spot well the front door shut,
my wife goes, that's you. I'm like, no, it's not.
But he's a good kid, huh?
He's a great kid. Yeah. He's great grades, you know.
Yeah. Well,
and he practices.
You know, it's funny about it. You have to let them know their parameters, because like you said, broken home, there's the key. You probably didn't know the parameters were there. You go out
Well, if you don't have any, you know, boundaries, you're going to just you're just going to keep going as far as you can go.
All right, tell me about Brides of Destruction, because everybody's glad to see you back.
Yeah.
Is Crew over, by the way? Is that
Crew's not over, but Crew's been on like a 4-year hiatus.
Right.
And during that time, I was starting to, you know, wonder what am I doing here? You know, because I mean, this is what I've done my whole life is I write songs. So I wrote hit singles with another songwriter named James Michael for Saliva, Meatloaf. But that wasn't quite filling me up.
So when you mixed Saliva and Meatloaf, you weren't filled?
But you're good, huh? That's good. We worked on that.
It looks stupid if we worked on it, but but it's a cute joke.
That was good.
So you meet up with who? Who are the guys in the band?
Tracy Guns, who started Guns N' Roses with Axl Rose.
Moved on.
He couldn't take that. Started his own band called LA Guns. And we've been friends for years, just talking about music. And the biggest thing between me and him is we love bands like the Misfits or the Sex Pistols as much as we love AC/DC and Judas Priest. And this segregation of music has always kind of bothered us. We want to bridge the gap, and rightfully so. So we got together and started playing. We met this singer. He's 25 years old. His name's London LeGrand. He's an outrageous character.
He's hungry too, right?
He's so hungry. And a drummer named Scott Coogan, who is also very hungry. And we put this band together, and the songs are just flowing. I mean, we've got 50 songs, including the album that you have. You know, 10 of them are recorded. It's out right now. We're going to tour and support it. But music just keeps coming. So
sometimes when you dig a guy from afar for a long time and you look at him, you think it doesn't work out. But you've hooked up with a guy from LA Guns, and you're simpatico with each other, right?
Yeah, and he's I wasn't aware of how good of a guitar player he was.
Right.
And, you know, the guys in Motley Crue are extremely talented, and I love those guys to death. But you play with the same guys, you do the same thing long enough, you don't realize what else is out there.
You wake up one morning, you're Three Dog Night, you know? Jeremiah, oh, God.
Not a bad idea for a cover, actually.
Well, let me ask you this. It's kind of it's a Wallenda-like tightrope walk guys have to walk when they tell the kids not to download and download. I sometimes hear Dave Grohl talk. He says, go ahead, download. Yeah. And I think that's a pretty smart play because it's the spirit of rock and roll.
Right.
And I think Lars Ulrich got a little too close to the flame when he told him that he was going to come down on him legally because the kids go, what are you, a rock and roller or not?
Yeah,
where do you guys stand on this, for instance, with Brides of Destruction? Would you like the music to be downloaded or what? Where do you stand?
We've put the music up on the web to be downloaded. And I think that here's the thing is I think record companies and artists need to get a little bit different of a if they want to call it a business model or a structure, how they're going to make a living. We have to make a living. I don't want somebody to come build my house, pay for the materials, and then say thanks.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to, create the music, release the music, and not be paid for it.
Yeah, you got to get paid, but it's almost like you have to have a good cop, bad cop situation with the record companies.
That's right.
Because you guys are selling esprit de corps with the kids, and if you're out there saying, "No, I don't want you downloading my songs," you're in essence done. It has to be the other guys. The suits who do it.
I just think that you're correct. It should be the suits, but maybe the suits are the problem as well. And I'm thinking that we need to find a new sort of a model for this. And maybe, for instance, one example would be maybe music should be free. Maybe music should be free, but what you do is you bundle it with concert tickets and with merchandise, T-shirts, whatever you want. So that way, now the music is driving another business, and guys are going to get paid for doing what they do.
Right. You deserve to get paid, but at the same time, you don't want to look like an L7 with the kids.
And you don't want to make people feel guilty for being passionate about getting your music 2 weeks early.
Exactamundo, man. I got the CD. I'm going to listen to it on my way up to 101 this afternoon.
Yeah.
Let's have a nice hand for Mr. Sixx, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.